Check 2 1 2. What is this? Mando and Grogu back in the business.
So, yeah. Oh, and then somehow Palpatine returned.
7 years ago. 7 years. Suddenly, Palpatine returned. But we're not talking about him today. We're talking about.
We back, baby.
We're talking about the duo of the Mandalorian and Grogu.
This was the first. So, first off, I'm Big Diesel,
Now, Coach.
and this is Flick Filter. Another Flick Filter honest review. So yeah, so it's been since 2019 since the last Star Wars movie. We back.
2019. We back. We back, baby.
We back.
We
We back.
back.
So so yeah.
And with that, there's been a lot of Star Wars media in that time period. We've had multiple shows,
Yeah, it's mostly
many
been on
things,
Disney Plus.
all the Disney Plus. That's pretty much from like 2020, 2021 onward. That was kind of the Disney Plus era that we're in right now.
Right.
But this is the first theatrical project that we've had in some time. So, yeah, we back and we got a movie.
Back like we never left.
Yep.
So yeah, called Mandalorian Grogu. You know who directed it?
It was directed by, I thought it was Jon Favreau. I'm pretty sure. Jon Favreau directed it, and I think Dave Filoni was the director. Of course, he was kind of one of the creators. Him and Favreau created the Mandalorian TV show. So if y'all don't know, Mandalorian came out a few years ago, as a TV show. First 3 seasons are out on Disney Plus.
So first off, if you have not seen any of those, I don't think you need to.
Not necessarily, no. You don't really need to.
Because they purposely made this, and some people say it's a good thing, some people say it's a bad thing. But they purposely made this to where if you haven't seen any of that, you can still kind of follow the movie.
You can. So the premise is you got the Mandalorian, who is this bounty hunter for hire, and he's got his companion, who's Grogu, force sensitive. Yeah. On the shirt. So
He was called the Child at first.
the child, he didn't have a name. Well, he always had a name, but he didn't know his name until I think it was Ahsoka that told him.
Yeah. It was like
Season 2, I believe. Yeah.
Um,
Was it season 2? Man.
I think so.
Oh, we went a whole season. Oh yeah, we did go like a whole season without knowing his name.
Yep.
Crazy times.
I think it's the mysteriousness of the character and also Yoda's race, because he wanted to keep Yoda's race. George Lucas wanted to keep Yoda's race mysterious. So they wanted to respect George Lucas's thoughts on the character, but while also kind of just teasing it a little bit.
Exactly. And that is a big thing because for a while he was just called Baby Yoda. Like, that was the whole thing.
I think most people would just call him that just because
he looked like Yoda.
Yeah,
of course. But especially because
I don't think it was like the TV show that would say, "Oh yeah, this." No, they usually always said the child before, and then all of
that's what I should have specified. People outside of the show would call him Baby Yoda, like just fans or just people.
And it was basically just blew up because everybody you can make a plushie of it. It's like toys and all that stuff. He's very marketable.
Very much so. Probably the most marketable of all the newer characters that we've had in the last 10 years.
Yeah.
But yeah, this movie, to get into the actual plot of it, it's essentially them going on a mission to
back to basics, pretty much.
Yeah, because it is kind of like the structure of the show is kind of like an adventure of the week. Where
It's
they
basically a TV show.
pretty much it like the movie is like we're not the first to say this. It's basically a few episodes of the TV show packed in to a movie.
And it definitely feels like that.
Yeah.
Like you can already see, oh yeah, this is where the first episode ends, and then you know,
It has the story beats of
yeah.
the TV, which some may say, well, why didn't they just make another season? But I guess I think
they're trying to get back to the point where they come out with movies.
I think this was their way of teasing that, easing people back into feeling like Star Wars can be movies again.
But they just after Rise of Skywalker and just the debacle of everything in that newer era, they're very careful about coming to the movies. So yeah, if you're gonna do it, you gotta do it right. So you gotta stick the landing. So I get they're taking their time, but it shouldn't take this long.
It shouldn't. It shouldn't have.
You just gotta have the right director and the right vision, kind of for it.
Yeah.
And I feel like you gotta leave the legacy characters out of it. I feel like you just gotta go with a blank slate again. Like it doesn't need the Skywalker. It doesn't need Like I think we've gotten to the point where we've surpassed that. In my opinion, I think the original trilogy was golden. Then they did the prequels, which some people liked, some people didn't. But you gotta realize, especially when I was growing up, I was a kid, it was popular. Whether you like the movies or the prequels or not, it was still popular. Everybody was talking about the prequel. Like, it was definitely like where the MCU was kind of, it was very popular, whether you like the prequels or not. And then it kind of just fell off after the newer trilogy. So
yeah, so I think it shows to the generational divide, because if you grew up with Star Wars in the 70s, 80s, if you're around that time, then you probably have a strong connection to the original trilogy. If you're someone like me, I watched the original trilogy growing up, but I also grew up with the prequels kind of at the same time. So it was kind of like, for me as somebody, Star Wars was kind of the first entry point with the series, in terms of like, okay, we've got this story that's established, but then we also got these other movies that are newer, that are talking about things that happened years before what we already had. But for me as a little kid, I'm just like, okay, it's all Star Wars to me.
Yeah, I pretty much started with the Phantom Menace.
Yeah.
So it was that, and then I ended up watching the original, the OG, and then just came through. But yeah, that's why I remember how popular it was when the Phantom Menace came out, because there was a lot of talk, there was a lot of toys, there was a lot, like growing up around that time, it was, Star Wars was definitely a thing. You had little books as well that you could find at the different bookstores and stuff like that.
Yeah. That
I would read. Some of them were, I didn't know about canon or not canon. I just knew, hey, this one looks interesting. Let me read that kind of thing.
I have.
So it was big.
Yeah, it was always big for me growing up. Too. I had the toys, of course, lightsabers, all the things.
Lightsabers are the
I had certain books too. This one book I had. It was called like the Ewoks Join the Fight or something. I know it was a children's book.
Yeah.
At the time, I didn't know that Ewoks were considered lame, because I was just a little kid.
It depends on, it depends. But anywho, but yeah, there's a lot of, Star Wars was really big, so I think they want to hook the normal audience back in.
Yes.
But I think it's at a bad time to where movies are kind of struggling. Let's be real.
Yes and no. Yeah. Like the movies as a whole, or just,
movies as a whole.
So yes, But also, if we look at this year compared to last year, movies are actually up. Someone said like they're up by like 20% compared to last year. So they actually are doing better, and I think part of that is because it's a combination of original movies and these big IP movies that are also coming out. Like you got
I've said that before. Is
Yeah.
you got to have balance.
you do.
You got. You can't. Like a lot of people said, superhero fatigue or fantasy fatigue or whatever the case. That's because you hadn't had anything else that was kind of
The counterbalance.
exactly. Yeah. To like, kind of because of course, again, if you see a lot of them, whether they're good or bad, eventually you get kind of tired and you want something different.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where the original movies and stuff. If you got so many IPs,
Yeah.
you're either gonna be a fan of the IP or not. And if it does, sometimes it does well, sometimes it doesn't. You just gotta kind of stick that landing. But even then, you still gotta to please everybody. You gotta have something for everybody.
Yeah.
That makes sense. To get everybody back into the theaters, and it's what I'm saying is it's kind of at a bad time to where they're teetering because some I was trying to see a movie, it just I couldn't get into it.
Yeah.
I couldn't get into the theaters to see it,
Mm-hmm.
and it just struggled. Like if you can't stick that landing, marketing, all that stuff,
Yeah. I was gonna get into that
Yeah.
on a different
But
uh,
anywho,
thing, but it's
that's
a
a whole
thing.
nother Bible study.
Yep.
But back to the Mandalorian and Grogu.
So to get into the plot,
Yeah.
if we can. So it's a mission, and essentially they have to find the. So if you're familiar with like Jabba the Hutt, um, well, what we're at in the Star Wars world, like the Empire, it's fallen. So this is like in between the Empire falling and then the first order, which is like episode 7, 8, and 9. So where we're at in the story, the Hutts are kind of like in control, but Jabba is no more. So I think it's his brother and sister that are kind of ruling.
But they are twins.
They are
They
twins.
call them twins, and they were introduced in the Book of Boba Fett.
Yes.
That was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I barely remember. But it's funny because there were some very important things that happened in the Book of Boba Fett that I thought were happening in season 3 of Mandalorian and Grogu, but it's been a few years. But that's a whole other thing. But yeah, so they essentially have to find what's his name, Rala, and he's the son of Jabba.
Yeah.
And
I agree.
Rada essentially he's off on a different planet and he's kind of doing his own thing. He doesn't really want to be associated with the Hutts. He's trying to live his own
Or
life.
like his father,
Yeah.
like father's empire.
Because the father was a big crime boss.
Right.
Rada he's trying to do his own thing, fight, do all this stuff.
Cut.
Yeah, he's swole.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's swole. But yeah, so they're tasked to bring him back and
Basically, because the twins want him, but
The twins
then
want him.
they're. But actually, I remembered. So basically, what is the what is the thing Mandalorian? What are they called? The Rebels.
the rebels.
Sigourney Weaver's character and all them.
Oh, she's a Colonel Ward. I don't know what her like.
No,
Title,
like
the group?
The group.
Either rebels or resistance, maybe. I don't know.
Rebels, resistance, whatever the case may be. He's basically doing these different missions, and they'll send a little card out,
Mhm.
like, and it's a reference to something like a game they play in the Star Wars universe.
Yeah.
So they send it with the, and it's also military too, because I think they do it in real life. But anyways, they have these cards to where they have the faces of the people that you're supposed to bring in. So basically, they're trying to figure out who this person is, and the twins know. So it's like they're trying to do what the twins ask, so they can get the name of whoever they're trying to bring down, and it's basically the order or whatever like the
Not
remnant.
the first order of the Empire,
Yeah,
remnants of the Empire.
remnants of the empire. Yeah. So so that's basically why. It's not that they really care about Rada or the Hutts in general. I mean, at the beginning, Mando doesn't even want to help him, doesn't even trust him, especially, based off of the Book of Boba Fett.
But the
pretty
Hutts
much.
apparently know or they're supposed to know the identity of this person.
Yes.
Um,
So they're trying to bring Rada in, but Rada doesn't want to for certain reasons that we're not going to get into.
Yeah.
We want y'all to,
Just watch it.
For those who haven't seen it, go watch it. But yeah, that's basically just the story. It's all about just Mandalorian Grogu. It's perfectly titled.
Yeah.
Yeah. So where do you want to go from here?
So, yeah, essentially, without like spoiling too much, it's kind of just Mando. His name's Din. He be, doing his stuff, and it's kind of like they have this father figure relationship, father son relationship in a way.
It's supposed to be like Luke and Yoda,
but reversed.
Yeah.
In a way.
Yeah.
Even though I think so, a big tension of the movie. Well, it's not a big tension, but it is something mentioned that Grogu is 50, even though he looks like a baby.
Acts like a baby too.
Acts like a baby, yeah, exactly. Or a toddler in a way.
But
he grows.
But because
his race is they age a lot slower than humans.
Yeah.
Because Yoda was like 900 or something when he finally left.
Right.
But so there's this tension of knowing like, okay, Grogu's most likely gonna outlast Mando, and so there's points in the movie where it's like it doesn't feel like super high stakes, but there are points in the movies where you're like kind of worried. And
I think there was one part in particular for me that I was like on the edge of my seat. Oh man, this might be it. But
yeah, that's kind of how I was too. Like, I think up until that point there weren't really a lot of stakes up until like, okay, you're in this spot.
But they kept on teasing that something,
could happen.
Yeah. Because even if he survives, old age is going to catch up anyways.
Exactly.
So, and then Grogu would still be alive. It's basically what they're saying.
Yeah. He's
So,
gonna have to.
so most likely it'll. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's all. I feel like it's all setting the stakes for Grogu to go out on his own. Pretty much.
Eventually.
Yeah.
And that'll be interesting to see how they choose to do that, because you do see him kind of growing up in a way, doing things for himself.
Yeah.
It's a short sequence. It's probably like a 15-20 minute sequence in the movie. But for me, that was the best part, because you finally get to see Grogu not just being the comic relief and being all cute and stuff.
Right.
Like, he still is helpful with Mando.
Yeah.
But it's like now he's actually taking control and showing that he is maturing a little bit.
Yeah. No, that's true. Yeah. So, what did we like about the film?
I probably should have started with that before.
I was trying to get to it.
Yeah, but that is what I like in a way. Well, I would say the big thing. Well, I like the parts where Grogu is kind of able to show himself grow up, and then I forgot the guy, the fisherman guy.
Oh
Maybe beats.
yeah.
I like that.
So bringing up the fisherman guy, it was clear to me, even though it was very subtle, that he knew what was going on.
Yeah.
He would act like he was asleep and certain things while Grogu was kind of, prancing about.
Yeah.
Act like he wasn't paying attention, but he knew what was going on. That was quite humorous. And then, of course, because Grogu still doesn't talk,
Yeah.
so it's like you can't tell kind of what he's thinking. So it's like the other characters got to kind of tell you what he's thinking and all that stuff.
Yep.
So, or what he's trying to communicate.
Mm-hmm.
And then of course there is a guy that is kind of like Cad Bane in the sense of he's another bounty hunter that kind of works for the Hutts and is trying to bring them in. But it kind of seemed like I already kind of got he was an anti-hero, just like Cad Bane. I think they do, not in just Star Wars, but they do that kind of thing to where the bounty hunter is still kind of a good. He may do bad things, but he's still kind of a good character where he's just like, it's not like he's evil. You get what I'm saying?
Yes and no. Like, I wouldn't call him an anti-hero. I think of an anti-hero more so someone like a Punisher, where
Who kills people.
True, but like the thing with Punisher is like I'm just using him as an example. Like with Punisher, sometimes he's up against whatever hero it is, whether it is Spider-Man or Daredevil. But then there also get stories where Punisher's he's the lead and he's on the quote unquote right side of things. Whereas with this bounty hunter, he's just some random guy that we don't know.
For
much
right
about.
now.
True, but we don't.
But as things set up, it depends on how they want to use him.
So you could say he's a potential anti-hero, but
that's true. But I'm just saying, I can see where it's going. Is what I'm saying.
Okay.
And it wasn't surprising how he kind of ended up doing things throughout the movie.
Gotcha.
Didn't really surprise me because they leave him a little mysterious, but based on the way he was acting during with the Hutts, his interactions with the Hutts, it was like, I see. Oh, I see. Gotcha. So when you're talking about the fisherman guy, I feel like because you see the little wolf coming up, about to get where Grogu is hiding. It felt like he was like, even though he didn't say much, it was like, all right. Like there was I feel like he was just doing a duty. Doing his job, looking for Grogu, told him some stuff that the fisherman was going to, and if you see them, let me know. But it was more like they had a silent kind of agreement to where it's like just let me know. It's really hard, but while you're watching it, there's kind of an underlining.
I think I missed that.
Yeah, there's an underlining kind of communication that they're saying mentally that you're like, when somebody's hiding something, and that they're hiding something. They're not giving you all of they're not being truthful. They're not being anything. They're trying to. But you're just like, okay, all right, cool, okay. That was kind of how he was acting. So when certain things happened, I was like, yeah. But it's kind of like the thing to where I feel like they do it so much that you kind of catch on and sometimes that's the detriment of the movie where it's like, they're doing this again, okay, But,
Gotcha.
Yeah. But anyways, I like the characters. I like Rada.
Yeah.
Did you realize there was a cameo?
Yeah, my boy Marty Scorsese. I hope that's what you're talking about.
Dang, I didn't want you to spoil it though.
Oh, my bad.
Womp womp.
Dang.
Womp
Y'all have made it this far.
But it's like I saw it in the credits, and they don't do the little typical Star Wars thing, which I was like, I wish they, for it being in the movies.
I was looking for it, so I was like, they didn't do it.
But then they did do the intro that regular movies have that I didn't realize Star Wars never does.
Mm-mm.
But then you saw, now that he spoiled it, Martin Scorsese right there. Yeah. Don't say who it was, but
I knew I knew it was him the moment
I didn't
heard his voice.
Yeah, I didn't know. But I was searching for him the whole time. But yeah, it was clear that he was in there, but based on the credits. But his character was pretty cool. I had to really look it up, and then I was like, oh, that's it. That's it. Okay. Yeah. And then the guy with the wolf was really cool. I think he's really interesting. I want to know more about him. We just talked about it.
Oh, at the lake?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Not the fisherman guy, the other guy. With the hat that's like Cad Bane.
Yeah.
So, and that's the thing. They did the same thing with Cad Bane as well. So it's kind of like easy to catch on. But anywho, but yeah, I like those two characters. There's a lot of humor in it that hits. Some of it doesn't. But yeah, it was just enjoyable. I didn't really expect much from this film.
Mm-hmm.
I knew already going in kind of what to expect.
Yeah.
And for me, that kind of worked. I didn't really mind. I wasn't really like, oh yeah, I need to go in blind, or I want to go in blind. I want to know kind of what I'm getting myself into with this kind of film. But it was actually a good thing because, I wasn't expecting much, but I still enjoyed myself.
Yeah.
I think they make this to where, I think we mentioned it, like anybody can kind of get into it, kind of thing.
For sure.
So yeah.
For sure.
Dislikes.
I think because I didn't I think you had a little bit more context going in than I did.
Yeah.
Like I went in very blind. I literally knew pretty much nothing about the plot, surprisingly.
The trailers played basically just the first 15 minutes.
Yeah. So I didn't know what it was going to be. But I'm saying this to say, I didn't think it was going to be like the biggest movie in terms of scale or anything, but it did feel kind of small. And the low stakes of it, that did kind of like it. Like I could tell, like for the most part, up until certain parts where it's like, oh yeah, this is pretty safe, and it's like I had the revelation that I've had a few times with Star Wars where I would be like, okay, this is for kids ultimately. Even with the original Star Wars, like yes, adults could get into Star Wars, but it never really got dark until maybe The Empire Strikes Back a little bit. But at the end of the day, like Star Wars ultimately is trying to serve the younger audience.
Yep.
And you could definitely feel that with this movie. So I had to remind myself.
And I don't think if you think that, I don't think you'll be wrong going forward. Because at the end of the day, you got these, series that are on Disney Plus, which are mostly for kids. Again, our generation enjoys them as well. Like the Mall series is going hard.
Yeah.
A lot of people are liking that, and stuff like that. But you can also agree, like with Andor and other stuff, there's also that gets the the older audience as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, at the end of the day, just like MCU is as well, it's like a lot of the times it's for a younger audience, but
for sure,
adults can enjoy it as well.
Yes.
But they market it mostly. That's why it's always like PG or PG-13. type stuff.
Yeah. To add to that, um, I guess the thing I didn't, um, there wasn't like, oh, I hated this. Like, I think because again, like I mentioned, the fact that it felt like TV, it was almost like, well, dang, I kind of wanted more. Like, even with when I think about some of the high points from the TV show, like in season two, I don't want to spoil anything for anybody, but there's some like very high moments where you're like, I did not expect this to come out of the TV show. Where it's like, I there are some parts from the show where like this could have been in a movie versus the actual movie. I was like, yeah, this could have just been for the TV show. So I feel that that's kind of a thing where it's like, man, y'all kind of went so high with this, where it's like now you can't really
But
top that.
here's the thing: you gotta realize a majority, and this is how I feel about Marvel too, the MCU too. You gotta realize not everybody has every single streaming service. So that means a majority of the people, anybody can freaking walk into a theater.
Yes.
So you gotta realize, marketing wise, you gotta go into the fact of not everybody has seen these series. So to hook them or to allow people without having to do a recap in the very beginning or just like an explainer of them talking, trying to catch everybody up, you gotta kind of start them at zero.
True.
And then kind of take it from there.
I got you. I guess to that point, it makes me wonder why. Okay, if you're going to, if you want to get more people to the theater to see it, then like, why not have something bigger? Because it's like now it's like.
Well, they did have something bigger. It just didn't work.
What was that? No, I'm talking about for Mandalorian.
It's been since 2019, since the last Star Wars.
Yeah.
So the next movie got a hit. And this was kind of a teaser.
It was a teaser. I think the thing is, it was very safe.
They want to see how it's going to do before they spend a whole bunch of money trying to create the real thing.
So I guess what I was,
and to kind of trying to catch everybody up to what the series was if you did not see the series. That way, going in, when you see Mando or you see Grogu or you see all the other characters, you're not lost.
Okay, that makes sense. I guess what I was thinking, but
you're going to get other characters from the series in the movies as well. Again, you want to start off small and then build up.
I guess because has this, like, if you're someone who has never seen The Mandalorian, like I would have to ask somebody who's never seen The Mandalorian, would this get you to go on Disney Plus and watch the TV show? I don't know if it would. It depends on the person. For kids, maybe.
It depends on the person.
I just can't see. I can't see it.
And again, when it's the kids, and then when it's for kids, you got to realize the kids are not paying for it.
That's true. They're not, but
so it depends on are the parents willing to afford this streaming service just so the kids can watch Star Wars.
True.
That's if they only like Star Wars. Again, like it's a big thing. I think it's more. I see what they're doing is they're trying to get the. Are you going to fish in a lake, or are you going to fish in a pond or ocean?
I don't know, man, but they could have put one Jedi in there. That's my only
that's
thing.
all y'all care about.
I don't care. That's
all the.
They could have. That's just a. You never.
Andor did not have.
This is not Andor. This is not.
That's what.
Andor didn't need it.
But it's Star Wars. And like you said,
Andor
it didn't need it. Exactly. Star Wars does not always need
But
a lightsaber.
But Andor wasn't.
Jedi.
But Andor wasn't in theaters. That's the thing. It's like
That's true.
But
okay, that wasn't in theaters. There was one that wasn't in theaters that had no Jedi. What was that? Was it Rogue One?
It was Rogue One. But Rogue One or Andor was an extension or a prequel of.
That's what I'm saying though. You don't always need Jedi.
You don't always need them. But if you're trying to, my thing is, if you're trying to like fish for people, you could have sprinkled a little something.
I get you.
You didn't need to have
but
Obi-Wan and everybody coming through from the.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
You didn't have to have that. You could have had a little Ahsoka in there just for a minute. You could have had, and I'm not even saying it needed it from a story-wise standpoint.
I think you want to start off small and then build up. Iron Man. Let's go with MCU again. What characters were in Iron Man?
I don't think you can compare.
You can kind of, because it didn't need all the other Avengers. It had Nick Fury at the very end.
It didn't.
But that was about it.
It didn't. But
and it still worked.
But I think you're talking about it from the standpoint of this, like Mandalorian and Grogu being the beginning. We've already had 3 seasons of the show.
All I'm saying is not everybody has watched that.
I know.
But if they want to, they can. It's on Disney Plus.
They can.
I'm just saying you got to start off small before you kind of get into bigger things. Because I'm just saying that you got to reel them in. You can't just hook them with like, oh yeah, Ahsoka's gonna be in here. Mind you, they wouldn't know who Ahsoka is because that's all on Disney Plus. The Ahsoka show, Clone Wars, Rebels, all of that.
They have what's his name in there?
Don't.
I don't know his name, but they have what's his name in there. I don't know. But my thing is this: if you could have what's his name, you could have had a Jedi or even somebody that was Force sensitive other than Grogu. That's just my thing. They could have had something, just something. That doesn't necessarily mean it's like, oh, it's the biggest thing. It's just like if y'all really wanted to get more.
I disagree because Jedi do not fix everything.
They don't.
I feel like just because there's a Jedi that would show up, I feel like that still wouldn't do a lick of difference.
My thing is, if you can have Jedi in the show, you can have Jedi in the movie. Like, it doesn't make sense that it's like, oh, it's
Why does Star Wars need Jedi? We're going on a tangent.
It doesn't need it, but it's like, if you're gonna have Jedi in that same world, like you've had multiple Jedi figures in the show. That's my thing. It's already been introduced. Yeah. It's not like Andor or Rogue One where they're not in there.
Were they in season 1?
Maybe. It's been some years. I don't know.
I'll answer that. No. It was just Mando. It started off small. Then it built up to the other characters that I'm not going to mention. You got to start off small. That's all I'm saying.
Post the comments below. Should this movie had a Jedi? Yes. Somebody that was, Post. I'm asking the viewers.
No.
I'm asking the viewers.
No.
I'm not asking.
No.
We already know what you
think.
Anywho, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. They could have got something that wasn't that fit the story again. It doesn't. They ain't gotta force it. It could have been, but again, I'm somebody that, again, I think it's also an expectations thing. I went into it blind, pretty much. So,
yeah. Don't go in blind.
I feel like going in blind is good for a lot of things.
Yeah. Not this. But anywho, so yeah, what else can we? What's our rating? Because it's long.
Yeah.
Wasn't supposed to be this long.
Yeah.
But I'll say this was a 4.
3.
Dang. See?
No, it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. It wasn't
Expect-
bad. That rounds out to like 3.5. That's good. Solid. It's just my rating. That y'all, it could be a 5 out of 5 for some people. I like the movie. What y'all talking about, man?
So yeah, post your comments down below. Let us know if you watched it and what you think about it. Do you agree with him? Do you agree with me? It's not a competition, but yeah, we would like to know.
I actually do want to know what people think.
Yeah.
Because I haven't heard too much discourse, honestly, about the movie.
But yeah, we got more things coming. Happy summer.
We can bring him in hot or cold.
Oh man, yeah. That was my favorite line of the whole movie. If you know, you know.
You know.
That was dope. But anyways, post your comments down below. Let us know what y'all want us to do. Follow us on the social media. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And yeah, we'll see you in the next one.
See y'all next time, chat.
All right.
Hey, may the